Have you ever paused to reflect on what truly matters as we journey through life, especially as we grow older? Is it the money we've accumulated, the possessions we've gathered, or the relationships we've nurtured over the years? These questions become increasingly pressing as the years go by. But what if I told you that many of the things we hold on to, our expectations, the endless comparisons with others, or even the unhealthy habits we cling to, might be the very reasons we find ourselves feeling unfulfilled as we age? This is why it's so important to shift our perspective and reassess what gives life meaning. In today's discussion, we're diving deep into the profound truths about aging gracefully, maintaining our dignity, and uncovering the keys to a truly meaningful and peaceful old age. Together, we'll explore why material possessions can never bring lasting happiness and why love, both for others and for ourselves, is the ultimate companion in our later years. This journey is an invitation to rethink our priorities and embrace a healthier, more fulfilling mindset. In this video, we'll also discuss some of the critical lessons we often overlook, the mistakes we should avoid after turning 60, the secrets to fostering a stronger relationship with ourselves and those around us, and the habits that can either uplift or drain us during our golden years. These insights aren't just theoretical. They're practical steps you can take to preserve your health, make the most of your remaining time, and live a life rich with purpose and joy, regardless of your age. So, stay tuned. The lessons you're about to hear today could change not only how you approach your later years, but also how you value every moment from this day forward. Let's take this step together toward creating a life that is as fulfilling as it is meaningful. And before we dive in, let me remind you, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support means the world to me, and if you find this video valuable, please consider liking and sharing it. Together, we can continue to spread these important lessons to others. Lastly, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoy the topic of this video, drop a comment with the number 1. If not, comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and provide content that truly resonates with you. Now, let's begin this journey together. Many people hold on to the belief that if you raise your children well, they will always be there to support you in your later years. Some even think that if their children have financial means, whether a little or a lot, they will willingly share it with their parents. But whether this belief holds depends heavily on both the parents and the children. Expectations can be a tricky thing. When parents are still healthy, active, and able to manage on their own, such perspectives might seem reasonable. However, when the tables turn, when they are bedridden or frail, these views often undergo a harsh reality check. The truth is, life's journey, birth, aging, sickness, and death, is inevitable. It's a path none of us can avoid. And in the end, when all is said and done, we return to dust. That's why it's during our final years that we must strive to live with kindness, intention, and meaning. This calls for deep reflection, clarity in facing reality, and the wisdom to not mistake hearsay for truth. As we grow older, the material possessions we once cherished, our homes, cars, and treasures, can lose their meaning. They offer little comfort when illness and age catch up with us. Consider the story of James Harrington, a man of immense wealth who lived in an opulent mansion surrounded by his family, a wife, 3 sons, and 4 daughters. In his youth, James was a powerful figure, relying on his trusted advisors, Thomas Grant and Benjamin Nash, to grow his business empire and secure his status. Together, they acquired smaller companies, expanded their reach, and became a force to be reckoned with. His wealth attracted many admirers, and James seemed invincible. But time waits for no one. After Thomas Grant and Benjamin Nash passed away, James began to falter. The sharp, commanding presence he once exuded started to fade. Around this time, a renowned doctor, Dr. Bernard Taylor, who had spent years studying medicine abroad, visited James. Dr. Taylor assessed his condition and warned, "Your illness is still in its early stages. Treating it now would be easy." But James, consumed by his pride and invincibility, brushed off the advice. As the months turned into years, James's health deteriorated. His condition became severe, confining him to his bed. Only then did regret creep in. He desperately sought Dr. Taylor, but the doctor had long since moved on, and no one knew where he could be found. James was left to face the consequences of his inaction, plagued by a poor appetite, restless nights, and an overwhelming sense of despair. When he passed away, there was no one to arrange a proper funeral, and the lavish life he had built faded into obscurity. James Harrington's story serves as a stark reminder of the frailty of human life and the limitations of wealth. It's a picture many of us recognize in the real world. When the elderly fall gravely ill, even the best doctors sometimes admit defeat, saying, "There's nothing more we can do. It's time to go home." Money, as powerful as it seems, cannot guarantee good care, let alone restore health. A mansion filled with luxuries can become a prison of loneliness if there's no one there to genuinely care. Look around. No material possessions can be taken into the next life. They neither arrive with us at birth nor depart with us in death. What remains, what truly sustains us, is affection, pure, genuine human connection. As we grow older, these bonds become our greatest support, far surpassing the value of anything money could buy. What can we truly rely on when we can no longer rise from our bed to care for ourselves or even find food? The writer George Bernard Shaw once remarked that the best medicine for longevity is to make the most of oneself before one's strength is gone. For the elderly, this truth is especially poignant. Instead of resigning ourselves to unnecessary suffering or allowing illness to completely take over, we must find ways to use our strength wisely while we still have it. It's a reminder, a call to action, that while our bodies remain healthy, we must conserve energy and resources to prepare for the challenges of old age. This strength, however, is not just physical. It also lies in how we treat ourselves and those closest to us, especially our life partners. The foundation of a meaningful and dignified old age rests on two critical pillars: preparation and the preservation of dignity. And the first key to achieving this lies in how we treat our life partners. A loving and attentive spouse is often the greatest source of comfort in one's later years, akin to the care and dedication of a nurse for an aging patient. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Dr. Olivia Hadley, a researcher who surveyed over 1,000 people nearing the end of their lives, discovered that 25 of the most common regrets revolved around missed opportunities and love. Of those, 4 deeply resonated with her respondents. Letting emotions control their entire lives, never experiencing a truly memorable romance, choosing to remain single out of fear or convenience, and failing to express gratitude to their loved ones. A recurring regret was as simple as not saying thank you often enough to the one who stood by their side through life's ups and downs. True love, as many come to realize too late, is far from simple. It's not just the sweet romance of youth or the innocence of school days. It evolves into a steadfast companionship that weathers the storms of middle age, the grind of responsibilities, and the trials of aging. It is a love that carries the bittersweet pain of separation, inevitable in life. The tragedy, however, lies in treating love as a fleeting emotion or a joke. Divorce may seem easy when we are young, as does starting over. But these choices can lead to deep loneliness in old age when the years reveal the true value of a long-term partner. Elderly couples who have nurtured their bond often experience a unique warmth in their later years. Their shared history, struggles, and triumphs create a comfort that no material possessions can replace. In my apartment building, there's a man named Mr. Harris who serves as a poignant example. He and his wife loved to garden together, and their small backyard was their sanctuary. One day, while they were tending to their roses, Mr. Harris slipped and suffered a debilitating injury. The accident left him bedridden for over 6 years, unable to speak or move, and entirely dependent on his wife for care. She fed him through a tube, bathed him, and stayed by his side every moment. Their son, overwhelmed by the situation, once said to her, "Mom, maybe it's time to let go." But she refused, simply shaking her head and responding, "How could I possibly abandon him like that?" Her dedication ensured that his final years, though difficult, were not devoid of love and dignity. Without her care, his days would have been immeasurably lonelier and more painful. Stories like the Harisas highlight the quiet heroism of life partners who dedicate themselves to each other in illness and pain. These relationships, however, do not blossom by chance. They are built over decades of shared experiences, overcoming hardships, creating a home, and cherishing life's beautiful moments together. When both partners invest in the relationship, their bond becomes a source of strength that sustains them even through life's most challenging moments. Marriage is often seen through contrasting lenses. Some say it's a love burial, symbolizing the end of passion and freedom. Others say that because there's a burial site, at least there's a place to rest together when life comes to an end. No matter the perspective, one truth remains. Only a life partner can truly walk beside you until the very end. When the day comes when you can no longer rise from your bed, the depth of this bond becomes unmistakably clear. But as much as we rely on a life partner for companionship, the second key point to a fulfilling old age is to cherish and care for your own body. The reality is that the longest and most enduring relationship you will ever have is not with your parents, children, or even your spouse. It is with yourself. From the moment you are born to the day you take your last breath, your body is your constant companion. Neglect it, and you risk losing not only physical ability but also the essence of a meaningful life. When your health is compromised, the loss is not just physical. It can rob life of its joy and purpose. Doctors can offer countless pieces of advice, suggesting treatments, healthy habits, and lifestyle changes, but ultimately, only you can decide to implement them. Even if your illness is severe, it's vital not to harm your body further through neglect or despair. Instead, nourish it with proper food, prioritize rest, and embrace the power of a kind word or a smile for your loved ones. These small acts of self-care ripple outward, not only sustaining you but also fortifying your family. For many middle-aged individuals, the drive to work late into the night or push beyond their limits is fueled by a desire to provide for their families. Ironically, this relentless pursuit of success often leaves the family vulnerable. When the provider falls ill, the entire structure can collapse. That's why it's essential to remember that you are the pillar of your family. By taking care of your health, you ensure the stability and happiness of those you care about most. A wise writer once observed that before the age of 40, happiness was often defined by external markers. Money in the bank, a nice car in the driveway, a house to call home, and a successful career. But after 40, especially after experiencing a serious illness, the definition of happiness shifts dramatically. It becomes about simplicity, a life free of worry, untouched by illness or disaster. Health, above all else, emerges as the most valuable asset. Only those who have faced illness truly grasp the magnitude of this truth. A saying from Li Ka-shing, the renowned entrepreneur, puts it succinctly: "The secret to achieving happiness is to cherish what you have and release what you do not." This philosophy becomes even more critical as we age. Loss is inevitable, but how we respond to it defines our quality of life. Instead of clinging to material things or fighting against the natural flow of life, we can learn to look at losses with grace and acceptance. As old age approaches, let go of the urge to fret over material possessions or measure your life by what you lack. Focus instead on the abundance of what you still have: the love of your family, the ability to care for yourself, and the simple joys of each day. Health, gratitude, and peace of mind are treasures far greater than anything money can buy. Instead, cherish every emotion and every value you hold dear. Prioritize staying healthy and strong, nurture someone you love, maintain a peaceful soul, and allow each day to be filled with joy and gratitude. I wish for you, for myself, and for all of us to recognize the cards we hold in life and learn how to play them wisely. May we all live radiant and vibrant lives, no matter our age. For those over 70, embracing a simpler life with fewer desires can lead to greater peace and fulfillment. To truly enjoy the blessings and fortunes of old age, it's essential to let go of unnecessary burdens and focus on what truly matters. As the saying goes, a person's life is 70 years. While we may live longer today, the reality remains. Much of our lifetime, roughly 20,000 days, is consumed by sleep, illness, and recovery. This means that as we age, the time we have left becomes even more precious, demanding greater care for our physical and mental well-being. After 70, it's crucial to adopt a slower, more deliberate approach to life. Many people make the mistake of thinking they are still as young as they once were, pushing themselves too hard or living at a hurried pace. But a single moment of neglect, a skipped checkup, overexertion, or poor dietary choices can lead to the erosion of the happiness you've worked so hard to build. Greed for more, whether for material possessions, achievements, or even experiences, can become like a snake attempting to swallow an elephant, futile and harmful. Instead, to enjoy the blessings of old age, one must follow life with fewer desires and keep in mind 4 key things to avoid. 1. Prioritize health above all. Your health is your most valuable asset. Without it, nothing else can truly be enjoyed. As the old saying goes, as long as there are green mountains, there's no worry about lacking firewood. This means that as long as your health remains intact, everything else is possible. No amount of money, success, or possessions can substitute for the freedom and peace that come with good health. 2. Eliminate harmful habits like smoking and drinking. For younger generations, habits like smoking and drinking may begin as social activities, ways to network, make friends, or fit in at gatherings. Offering a cigarette or sharing a drink can seem like a harmless gesture at the moment. However, as people age, the impact of these habits becomes increasingly detrimental. What may have started as a casual indulgence can evolve into chronic health problems. For seniors, the need for socializing diminishes, and the importance of health skyrockets. Quitting smoking and drinking should not be delayed until illness strikes. And if you've already made these changes, encourage your loved ones, especially your spouse or partner, to do the same. Together, you can build healthier routines that strengthen your bond and improve your quality of life. 3. Cultivate a balanced perspective on retirement. Today, many elderly individuals in America enjoy improved living standards and better retirement options compared to earlier decades. Even those in rural areas have seen advancements in healthcare and community support, far surpassing the conditions of the 1980s and 1990s. Yet, without a healthy body, these opportunities and comforts cannot be fully appreciated. Imagine having financial security but being confined to a wheelchair when going out or spending your days bedridden. The inability to enjoy life's simple pleasures due to poor health is a painful reality for many. That's why maintaining physical and mental health must be a top priority during retirement. 4. Live slowly and intentionally. The hustle and bustle of youth, chasing careers, raising children, and navigating social obligations, teaches many valuable lessons. But by the time we reach our 70s, those years of hurried living should give way to a more intentional pace. Slowing down allows us to savor life's joys, appreciate the people around us, and reflect on what truly matters. Instead of filling your days with endless activities or desires for more, focus on the blessings already present in your life. For younger people, smoking, drinking, and overworking are often justified as part of building a career or fitting into social circles. But for those in their later years, these habits are no longer necessary, and their consequences can be severe. The choice to live intentionally, focusing on health, simplicity, and connection, is a gift you give to yourself and those who care about you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Drinking alcohol often plays a role in social settings, from casual gatherings to formal parties. Offering a cigarette or sharing a drink can sometimes serve as an icebreaker, helping people connect and start conversations. Those who are known for their ability to drink or engage in these rituals often leave a strong impression, especially in social circles. But as we age, the need for social interaction diminishes, while the need to prioritize health becomes paramount. For seniors, the importance of quitting harmful habits like smoking and drinking cannot be overstated. Waiting until illness strikes to make these changes is often too late. If you already avoid smoking or drinking, consider encouraging your spouse or partner to do the same. Working together as a couple to adopt healthier habits can strengthen both your bond and your longevity. Building a healthier lifestyle doesn't stop at quitting smoking and drinking. It also extends to adopting a wellness-focused diet. Eating nutrient-rich, balanced meals not only contributes to long-term health but also provides a fulfilling way to enjoy daily life. These habits, while simple, can create a sense of purpose and structure that is especially valuable during retirement years. Another critical adjustment in old age is rethinking the role of social interactions. Reducing unnecessary social engagements can help avoid the social spiral, a cycle of stress or conflict that sometimes arises from excessive socializing. The poet Philip Sidney once said, "A person who is alone but accompanies noble thoughts will never truly be lonely." This wisdom reminds us that loneliness often stems not from a lack of people around us, but from a failure to cultivate a deep and harmonious relationship with ourselves. Those who live with intention and align their lives with their values find contentment in solitude, without needing constant external validation. For some, however, the desire for social interaction remains strong even after 70. Many enjoy attending gatherings, drinking tea or alcohol, or engaging in community activities like dancing, card games, or group outings. While these can be enjoyable, they may also create challenges. For instance, frequent participation in such activities may involve travel, which could cause concern for family members. Additionally, engaging with large groups can sometimes lead to interpersonal conflicts. Consider a common scenario: attending regular card games. If you lose money, you may return home feeling frustrated, and your spouse might criticize the time or resources spent on these games, potentially sparking arguments. On the flip side, if you win, others might resent your success, leading to tension within the group. In some extreme cases, family members of those you interact with might even cause trouble, turning what began as an innocent social activity into a source of stress or sadness. This is why simplifying your social life can be a valuable step toward maintaining peace and happiness. Elderly individuals benefit greatly from a simpler lifestyle, not only in their eating and drinking habits but also in how they approach socializing. If your life feels content and fulfilling, focus on enjoying it with your family in small, meaningful ways. If it's not, resist the temptation to seek validation or fulfillment from large groups, where misunderstandings and surface-level relationships are common. Instead, spend time caring for others in a way that nourishes your well-being. For example, offering kindness to a neighbor, mentoring a younger family member, or volunteering in your community can provide a sense of purpose and connection without the potential downsides of excessive socializing. At the same time, remember to focus on yourself. Reflect on your own needs, desires, and values to cultivate a deeper sense of self-understanding and peace. By doing so, you'll find that life becomes simpler, conflicts diminish, and joy feels more attainable. When families focus on their own happiness, many of life's trivial matters naturally become simpler. However, living a fulfilling life often requires learning new skills and stepping outside of one's comfort zone. In today's world, a new profession has emerged called medical companions. These are individuals, often younger people, who act as temporary caregivers for the elderly, helping them navigate hospital visits, schedule medical checkups, and support them during treatments. While this service can be a great help, it raises an important question. Why can't elderly individuals learn to navigate these situations on their own? The answer isn't that they are incapable. It's often a matter of perception. Many seniors see themselves as too old to learn new things, a belief that limits their ability to adapt to modern conveniences. For instance, some retirees continue to use basic phones long after smartphones have become the norm, choosing to avoid social networks and other technological advancements. This reluctance to embrace change often stems from a belief that technology is overwhelming or irrelevant to their lives. Yet, the saying, 3 days without seeing each other, and you've changed, highlights just how quickly the world evolves. Within 3 days, meaningful progress can be made, or conversely, those who stop learning may find themselves falling behind. While younger people may pick up new skills in a single day, it might take seniors 2 or 3 days to grasp the same concept. But the key is this: they can learn. The ability to adapt and grow does not diminish with age. It just requires patience, determination, and a willingness to try. Elderly individuals who choose to embrace learning often find their lives enriched in unexpected ways. Whether it's learning how to use modern technology, understanding new healthcare processes, or exploring online platforms, these skills make daily life more convenient. Moreover, seniors who keep up with the times often become a source of pride and admiration for their families. Their children feel inspired by parents who continue to learn and grow, rather than clinging to outdated habits. It reinforces the idea that age is not a barrier to progress, it's merely a number. By staying informed and adaptive, parents and grandparents can better relate to the younger generation. They can share wisdom while also remaining relevant in today's fast-paced world. This not only strengthens family bonds but also helps bridge the generational gap. Grandparents who embrace technology can teach their grandchildren valuable lessons while staying connected in meaningful ways. Conversely, when seniors resist change, it can lead to a disconnect, where their world feels increasingly distant from that of their children and grandchildren. It's important to remember that times do not wait for anyone. As the world continues to evolve, so must we. Change can feel daunting, especially in old age, but the rewards of adapting are well worth the effort. Whether it's learning how to navigate online grocery shopping, scheduling a virtual doctor's appointment, or simply using video calls to stay in touch with loved ones, these small steps toward progress can significantly improve quality of life. For seniors, the challenge is not just about keeping up, it's about finding joy in the process of learning and staying engaged with the world around them. It's never too late to grow, to explore, or to adapt. As long as there's a willingness to learn, the possibilities are endless. Time waits for no one, and neither does the flow of information. As the years pass, the importance of self-discipline becomes increasingly clear, especially in old age. Living a life with fewer desires and focusing on what truly matters is not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires gradual progress, step by step. The foundation of this journey is self-discipline. As you enter this stage of life, it's vital to plan thoughtfully. Use the remaining time to map out your goals, both short-term and long-term. Reflect on what you hope to achieve each year and how you'll arrange your days to align with those aspirations. A structured life, built on good habits, doesn't just happen. It forms gradually, like a carefully tended garden. Once self-discipline becomes second nature, it unlocks the ability to focus outward, on others, on community, and on finding a deeper purpose. One meaningful way to enrich your life is by helping others, particularly those older or more vulnerable than yourself. No one is forced to rely on others, but in many communities, seniors can create supportive networks that foster kindness and goodwill. By reaching out to neighbors or joining groups that promote mutual care, elderly individuals can cultivate a harmonious living environment. These acts of generosity and connection not only provide comfort to others but also bring profound meaning to one's own life. As you help others, bad habits, whether physical or emotional, begin to fall away naturally. After a lifetime of hard work and sacrifice, it's finally time to treat yourself with care and compassion. This stage of life should be about enjoying the joys you've earned and savoring moments of peace and contentment. Don't let these opportunities slip away unnoticed. Open your heart to the world and, most importantly, to yourself. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Stop comparing. The source of true contentment. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness in old age is the habit of comparison. Many seniors struggle with feelings of dissatisfaction, often envying the lives of others who appear to have more wealth, more success, or more recognition. Even those with stable pensions and comfortable lives may feel discontented when comparing their financial situation to that of others. This tendency to compare often leads to misplaced frustration, with some blaming society for perceived unfairness or focusing on their own perceived shortcomings. This pattern doesn't stop with personal finances. It often extends to family. Parents may compare their children's achievements to those of their neighbors' kids, a habit that begins early in life. When children are young, it might sound like, "Why can't you be as good as the neighbor's son, who always wins first place?" As they grow older, the comparisons continue. Why doesn't your salary measure up to others in your field? They may look enviously at the neighbor's child who works at a prestigious company with a six-figure salary, wondering why their child isn't equally successful. These feelings of envy can surface even during celebrations. Elderly individuals might compare the size of the gifts or monetary envelopes they receive from their children and guests at family gatherings. Some may think, "Why is this person's gift so generous, while another's is so small, even though they can afford more?" This competitive mindset can extend to the smallest details, even comparing the cost or behavior of pets, wondering whose dog is more expensive or better trained. It's a trap that leads nowhere. No matter how hard anyone tries, it's nearly impossible to be number one in every aspect of life. Instead of striving for unattainable superiority, focus on appreciating the life you already have. Being an ordinary person with a good, stable life is a blessing many overlook. Let go of the need to measure your worth against others and embrace the joy of being exactly where you are. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored together. From learning the importance of self-discipline and embracing a simpler life to cherishing our health, our relationships, and the precious time we have left, these lessons are not just words, they're guides to living a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from this video? What's one insight or practice you'll take with you and apply to your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your reflections may inspire others to begin their journey of growth and discovery. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, like it, and share it with someone who might benefit from these lessons. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating valuable content for you. Thank you for being a part of this conversation, and remember, life is what we make of it, no matter our age. Let's continue to grow, cherish, and live with intention. Until next time, take care.